Welcome everyone to Mount TSURUGI here in Tokushima. Yes, I've been going on a little bit of a hike before today's game. We of course take on Tokushima Vortis here in the Emperor's Cup 5th round tie. But before we get into that, we do have a couple of things to catch up on. One of them being a catch-up game against Tokushima Vortis as we played them at home in the league. But before we get on with that and today's game, we do also have some transfers to catch up on. Yes, we have 5 transfers on the move. Are they in? Are they out? Are they shaking it all about? Well, let's hop into Football Manager 21 and let's find out. Okay, so first of all, let's get into that transfer news. And as you can see, we brought in more players than left. We brought in 3, got rid of 2. Admittedly, the 3 in are of course all on loan, whereas 1 is out on loan and 1 has been sold. And as you'll see, one of the ones sold is Tanaka. Yes, Tanaka eventually went to Yokohama F. Marinos. They wouldn't give us the 700 straight out of the gate, but we did manage to get 500 grand out of the gate, going up to 700,000, and I believe that's after 50 games. It's broken up into 3 segments of like 75, 75 and 50, something crazy like that. We mixed it up. So basically, we've managed to get them after 50 games to pay us 700. That's plenty. He was a backup. We didn't particularly need him, and he was nagging for game time. So it's nice to get him out, get a bit of money. We are, of course, a club that is selling at the moment. So Tanaka out of the door. Nice bit of business on that front. If we have a quick look at Tanaka, he's valued at 575. So they've got a bit of a bargain out the door, but when he does play a few games for them, we are of course going to make a nice little bit of profit on him. The other one out the door is of course Okamura, I would say, to Kashiwa Reysol. Now, he's on loan for £725 total fee. That's a loan monthly cost of £150, 5 loan payments, and 0 has been given so far. Now, he basically wasn't doing anything. We sent him out. He may as well at least be given us a bit of cash back, considering he's getting a rather decent wage to do pretty much nothing. Because, yeah, 1 game all season. Okay, 2 if you count his substitute appearance. So he hasn't been doing a whole lot. He's gone out. Didn't need him. He was a backup. Now, speaking of backups, all 3 of these loanees, I believe we have future options to buy, but I don't see us particularly buying them going forward. First of all, we have Sugana Nomura. Now, he's got a loan future fee of 300,000 as an optional. He's currently valued at 275, so we wouldn't be paying too much more than his market valuation. He's only 2.5 star, 2.5 star potential. He is simply cover for our defense with the outgoing of that backup central defender and the loaning out of the other one. It left a bit of a hole at the back. We got rid of 2 centre-backs. We did need to bring some pet players in to cover that at least till the end of the season until we can get some permanent replacements. He is, of course, one of them. Decent player, 30 years of age. He is coming in from Gamba, Osaka. He plays for their under-23s. In fact, he didn't play for their under-23s. He played for their main team for 4 games, got an assist and a 6.85. Solid player. Nice little bit of backup cover there. Another one coming in is Koki Tsunkagawa. Now, I'm going to butcher this guy's name for the duration of his time here, so get used to that one. 350,000 is his optional fee. He comes in from Kawasaki Frontale, and, well, he is valued at 350,000. So, again, decent bit of business if we do eventually buy him, but at 2.5 star current ability, 3 star potential, he doesn't have much growth. He's solid cover though, so I might get him just for the simple fact that he can play centre back, central defensive mid, he can play central midfielder, central attacking mid, and even striker, all pretty decently. So he's a well-rounded individual, not a bad bit of cover. In terms of his history, well, for Frontale, he got 1 goal in 10 games. Not sure where that's from, but 1 goal in 10 games, got an assist to 6.64. Decent little player. He's more of a J2 league player, as you can see from these games in the low divisions, but nice bit of cover for the remainder of the season. The final one is Yuto Misao. Now, Yuto Misao is from Oita Trinita. He's on loan, of course, for 425,000 optional fee. Is he anywhere near that in his valuation? Well, 425,000 is his valuation. Currently on 2.5 grand, so he's not paid too much. We could probably bring him in. 3-star potential. Again, similar to the previous player. He's not bad for cover, so I might bring him in on that basis if he performs. But I'm not drastically after bringing him in. He's a left back, can play in centre back though, which is nice. Gives us a bit of cover both on the left and in the centre in case we need to shift him over there. So he's an impact sub. I also tried to get them on contracts where they're not going to complain about lack of game time as well. His history, of course, he has played for them for the past couple of years. He was at Antlers couple for that. And then Bill Mayer for the 4 seasons previous. 19 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist and a 6.72. Currently for Oita Trinita in this J1 League season. So that is our transfers. How did we get on against Tokushima Vortis in the league before today's game? Well, let's head on over and find out. Okay, so after a rather quiet first half, Kishimoto got them off to a 1-0 lead. Late on though, in the 81st minute, a lovely corner from Fukumori eventually gets to the back post and is slotted into the bottom left-hand side by Nakashima. So, it was a rather interesting game. We are far better in terms of the match statistics. As you can see, 17 shots to their 8, 10 on target to their 4, a 1.39 to a 0.75, 6 corners to 3, 14 fouls, 7 fouls, 1 yellow card, 0 yellow cards, 8 to 9% passing to 90, 51% possession to 49. I don't think it was particularly bad on our finishing. I just think it was unlucky to only get 1 goal from those 10 shots on target. So hopefully their goalkeeper isn't in such good form for today's fixture. Hopefully he lets off a little bit. In fact, let's have a little look at who performed for them. Yeah, as you can see, their goalkeeper, 7.5 rating. Their right back got a 7 rating, a 7.6 and a 7.2. Basically, their right-hand side is where they funneled everything, and it was going well for them. It led to them getting a goal. They managed to keep us out with their right back and the remainder of the defence, even with a couple of them having bad games. And yeah, the goalkeeper basically saved their backside in that one. So hopefully in today's game we can get a bit of revenge. Maybe we can go one step further. From our previous meetings, we of course lost 1-0 to them the first time round. This time round we drew 1-1. Can we win 2-1 or perhaps even win by more? Well, let's head on over to the land of Naruto, the Naruto Stadium, and find out. Okay everyone, our anime adventure begins here in this breezy 31 degreesy okay pitch condition in the Naruto Stadium. Well, Naruto Sports Park I believe it is. 5,113 tickets sold and a capacity of 21,228. That is a rather dismal attendance for today's game. Opposition instructions, well, we're just going to apply all of those. We don't need to make the changes that are suggested because we've made our own alterations. So, our team for today is Nakano in goal. A backline of Suga, Havania, Fukumori and Komai. Komai, as you can see, still has a little bit of a niggle. He's probably going to need to be substituted by Yanagi at some point. But we do need our best players in for today's game, so we're going to risk him aggravating that injury. Bring him on. I can't quite remember what his injury is, to be honest. Komai, a pulled calf muscle. Okay, so maybe we'll have to give him a massage at half-time and before the game. Just make sure he doesn't mess that leg up too much. Our central midfield will be controlled by Kimi, Tai and Miyazawa. On the left-hand side, we have Lucas, AK-47 on the right, Lopez in the middle, and Nakashima up front. A bench consisting of Owaka, Yanagi, Tsukagawa, Misao, Fukai, Arano and Ogashiwa. I am of course going to have to try and get used to Tsukagawa's name as well as Miyasao's. Miyasao's is a slightly easier name to get used to, but Tsukagawa I'm probably going to shorten or just have to get used to it. So enough rambling about his name, let's crack on with this game. AK-47 is lacking a bit of match sharpness, but not too much to worry about. 7 players are liking the tactical familiarity. I'm not going to read them. Feel free to look if you are interested. AK-47 is not in agreement in terms of the instruction to dribble more, and Tsukagawa is not liking the formation. Ogashiwa not liking the formation. Nakashima is liking the tactical familiarity with the shape. Good. So, a couple of little issues. Both on the bench. So, not too much of an issue. And these are the team sheets for today's game. I don't see much change. I wish that goalkeeper wasn't in. Hopefully, again, he doesn't have the performance he did last time. So go out there and impress me, lads. Should have done my punch fists. You know, motivate them for today's cup game, because clearly they needed a bit more motivation. But it's okay. We can get this victory. I'm going to move that off there, because if you're like me, it's rather irritating to see that. But it's also rather useful to leave it there, although we are in the first half. So we shouldn't be making any substitutes, providing we don't get any injuries. Please don't aggravate that injury, Komai. And yeah, so we don't need it on there quite yet. But when we get into the second half, I will of course hover over it just to make that substitution a little bit easier. Speaking of injuries, it wasn't to the person we expected. Komai avoided it, but AK-47 has gone and picked up a knock. That means Miyazawa's going to have to go out there. Do we have any idea what it is? A potential thigh injury. AK-47, my friend. He wasn't even high on his risk of injury as well. That's kind of worrying. Fukai, I guess, is going to come on here. He can go into the playmaker role. Miyazawa heads over to the wing. And hopefully, Son Krasin is going to be ready for the next game, because we're going to need Lucas back on that right-hand side. Lopez, though, will take the ball from Komai's throwing. Komai, lovely ball up to Nakashima, 1-1 with the keeper, and their goalkeeper is keeping them in this one as well. We need to put him under more pressure, ladies and gents. More pressure. It's annoying me that we've got match stats at the other side, but we don't really have anything to replace it with. So we're going to stick with double match stats on our screen for today. Now, half time, we've had 9 shots to their 2, 6 on target to their 1, a 1.03 XG to a 0.19. I would say we've been as about clinical as we was in the previous one. They have been out the game as much as there was in the previous one. 2 corners to 1, 5 fouls to 2, 0 yellow cards, 88% passing to 89. They are beating us slightly on passing, and same with possession, 48 to their 52. We do need to push up on both of those elements. Now, in terms of how the team is playing, roughly, everyone is playing pretty decent. Couple of 6.6s we could do with pushing up a bit, but overall, we have been pretty impressive. Nakashima on a 7, Lopez on a 7, just to name a couple. I'm happy with your performance so far. Keep it going. We're going to punch fist this time. No, we're not. Okay. No gesture. There we go. That team talk went a little bit better than the one before the pre-game. So, like I said, going to hover over that. Lopez to take the corner. Whips it in near post. Nakashima. Come on. Their goalkeeper is in fine form these past couple of games. We need to get it past him. Come on, lads. Our possession has also dropped down, which is a bit worrying. So, we are going to make a substitute a little bit earlier than usual. Komai, as you can see, is not having a great game. He's a little bit tired. I said he would probably have to go off. He does have to go off. Miyazawa could do with going off. Unfortunately, we can't take him off. And same with Lucas, as we have a bit of an issue with replacing our wings at the moment. So, Yanagi's going to come on for Komai. And I guess the last substitute, do we take off? We can't take either of those off. Suga, we could take off for Misao, but I don't particularly feel the need to do that. We'll hold on to the third one, I think. I think it's going to be more useful to hold on to for now. We do need to get more shots on target. 8 out of 12 is decent, but it is a little bit of a slip from where we was previous. Now, come on, lads, put a bit more pressure on that goalkeeper. We just need 1 goal. Come on. Late goal. Lopez, corner, whips it in. Back post. Nakashima can't get it, but Lucas will collect. Havanir is in support. Kimitai? Lopez going alone. Play it across. Kimitai? Yes. Finally gets to Kimitai. Anderson Lopez. Oh, Lopez turns and blasts it into the left-hand side of the goal. And we have just stolen this one, I think, ladies and gents. It's 84 minutes. We have to hold on for about 10 minutes if you take into additional time. Kim Tai collects it from Lucas, who finally passes it to him. Lopez says, you know what, I'm going to put this in the back of net. Turns, smashes it. And the goalkeeper just wasn't ready for that one. Now, can we hold on? That is the question. Nakashima is hunting this one down. I'm not even going to try and pronounce their goalkeeper's name because it's an essay in itself. He's going to hoof it up though. Yanagi intercepts it. Nice header down to Miyazawa. Miyazawa holding up the ball nicely. Can he whip it across? It's blocked. It's now on the counter-attack with Sento coming down this right-hand side for them. Fukumori cannot get over. It's over to Watai. Watai plays it through to Miyashiro. And it's a lovely save from Nakano. Fortunately, he was also offside. So, double victory in that sense. Now, I should probably have made a substitute to rest up one of those players who are tired. Probably going to have to rest half the team for that first game against Owahara Red Diamonds, but who cares? We've got through to the next round of the Emperor's Cup. I believe it's the quarter-finals, and it's against a J2 League side. We'll just double check that one in just a second, but as you can see, there's a lot of green across the board. Yanagi on a 6.9, a 6.7 for Lucas, 6.6 for Miyazawa, 6.4 for Komai, and a 6.6 for AK47, but everyone else is green. And the standout performer with that beautiful finish was Anderson Lopez. He got himself an 8.9. Now, match statistics, we got 16 shots to their 2, 9 on target to their 1, a 1.5, 1 XG to a 0.19, 9 corners to 1, 10 fouls to 7, 0 yellow cards, 89% passing to 89% passing. We're finally even that one up, easing it up from 88, I believe, in the first half, but we lacked on possession, 45 to their 55. So let's head to the dressing room, tell the lads it was a decent effort. Well done, lads, good win. And we are through to yet another cup. So, we are continuing our lovely run in the cups. Is AK47 out for a long time? That is the question. Torn hamstring. 2 to 3 months. That is a bit of pill to swallow. Now, we play Matsumoto in the quarterfinals on Wednesday, the 16th of September. So, where does that fall within our calendar? 16th of September. Okay, so it slots in just here. That's interesting. That is interesting. So, in the next episode, we are, of course, doing the Owahara Red Diamonds home and away double header, because we want to see both fixtures of that one. So, of course, we won't have any catch-up games, and then we shall probably skip over the Shonan Bellmare game. Shonan Bellmare, if are 15th in the league, we've currently slipped down to 9th, of course, from that draw, but there's plenty of wiggle room. As you can see, with a loss and a few teams winning, we of course can slip as far as 11th, but in the same light, we can also get up to 7th, 6th with a win and a few teams dropping points as well. So, we're in a nice little spot in terms of the league. We're in a very good spot in terms of the Emperor's Cup being in the quarterfinals. And same with the J-League Cup. We're also in the quarterfinals of that one. Hopefully, we can get through to the semi-finals in both. But you're going to have to wait till the next episode for the J-League Cup to find out if we make it into that semi-final. That will, of course, have a cup draw as well at the end if we do make it through. And then the Emperor's Cup in the episode after. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.